For 40 years, Mr. Frank drove some of the most successful people in Canada: CEOs, politicians, and business owners. He worked for a prestigious car company as a chauffeur, always wearing that same pressed black suit, always on time, always dependable. But one Friday morning, his boss called him into the office. Frank thought it was just another routine day until he saw the envelope on the desk. It was a retirement notice. After 4 decades of loyal service, his journey was nearing the end. Frank sat alone in his car after the meeting, quietly staring through the windshield as the snow fell outside. For the first time in years, he felt uncertain. No more paychecks every 2 weeks. No more routine. Just questions. With just 7 years left before he hangs up his keys for good, Frank asked himself, "How can I build steady income, even when I stop working?"
Let's be real. Building a reliable, consistent income stream for your retirement feels tougher and more stressful than ever before. The market seems to swing wildly from one week to the next. Inflation nibbles away at our savings, and it's genuinely hard to know which stocks you can actually count on for the long haul. That's why today, we're going to cut through all of that noise and chaos. I'm sharing the 3 powerhouse Canadian dividend stocks that I believe are truly built to last, perfect for constructing that secure nest egg you can depend on. Let's jump in. Now, before we get to the specific companies, it's crucial that we get into the right mindset, because investing for retirement is a totally different ballgame than any other kind of investing. We are not chasing those flashy, high risk, like get rich quick stocks that you hear about online. The ones that can soar one day and completely crash and burn the next, taking your hard-earned capital with them. We are doing the opposite. We are building a financial fortress brick by solid brick. What does that mean? It means like we're looking for companies that have been around the block, that have seen good times and bad, and have come through stronger. We're looking for businesses that operate in industries that aren't going anywhere, providing services people need no matter what the economy is doing. And most importantly, we are looking for companies with a long proven and undeniable track record of not just paying, but consistently increasing their dividends year after year. The ultimate goal here is to create a predictable, growing river of passive income that you can absolutely depend on when the paychecks from work eventually stop. It's about stability, durability, and the peace of mind that comes with sleeping well at night. And here's a fantastic bonus just for us Canadians: the Canadian dividend tax credit. When you hold eligible Canadian dividend paying stocks outside of a registered account like an RRSP or TFSA, those dividends get taxed at a significantly lower rate than your regular salary. It's like the government giving you a little high five for being a smart long-term investor. It boosts your after-tax income without you having to lift a single finger, making your investment income work even harder for you. With that foundational philosophy in place, let's get to our first pick, which just perfectly embodies this entire strategy. First up is an absolute giant of the Canadian economy, a true cornerstone, Royal Bank of Canada, with the ticker symbol RY on the Toronto Stock Exchange. Now, I know exactly what some of you might be thinking. A bank? Isn't that boring? And my answer is, you're absolutely right. It is. But when you're investing for retirement, boring is beautiful. Boring is reliable. Boring is what protects your capital and lets you sleep soundly at night, knowing your income is secure. Royal Bank is Canada's largest bank by market capitalization and a pillar of our entire financial system. Its business is incredibly well diversified, spread across everything from the personal and commercial banking we see every day to sophisticated wealth management services, large-scale insurance operations, and global capital markets. That diversification is its true superpower. It creates resilience. If one part of the economy is slowing down, like capital markets during a downturn, another part, like personal banking, is usually humming along just fine. This balance creates the stable, predictable earnings that a rock-solid dividend absolutely needs to survive and thrive. But the real undeniable reason it's a retirement powerhouse is its history. RBC has been paying dividends to its shareholders for over 150 years. Just let that sink in for a second. That streak has survived world wars, the Great Depression, the high inflation era of the 1970s, the dot-com bubble, the 2008 financial crisis, and a global pandemic. Through all of it, Royal Bank has consistently sent cash back to its owners. This isn't just a company with a dividend policy. Paying shareholders is part of its core DNA. Let's talk numbers. As we're looking at it in late 2025, Royal Bank offers a very solid dividend yield, which tends to hover in that healthy 3% to 4% range. But what's even more important for a retirement plan is its history of growing that dividend. A static dividend gets eaten alive by inflation over time. A rising dividend helps ensure that your income stream not only keeps up with the rising cost of living, but hopefully outpaces it, increasing your purchasing power over time. A key metric I always watch closely is the payout ratio. That is, what percentage of the bank's profits are being paid out to shareholders as dividends. A ratio that's too high can be a major red flag that the dividend might be unsustainable. RBC consistently keeps its payout ratio in a very healthy and comfortable zone, typically around 4%. This is the sweet spot. It tells me they aren't stretching or straining to make their dividend payment. It shows they have plenty of cash left over to reinvest back into the business for future growth, and critically, to act as a buffer to protect that dividend during tougher economic times. When you buy shares in Royal Bank, you're not just buying a stock, you're buying a piece of the Canadian economy itself. Its success is intrinsically tied to the country's success. For a long-term retirement portfolio, that is exactly the kind of unshakable blue chip anchor you want for your nest egg. So, that's our anchor, a financial bedrock for our retirement fortress. But you can't build a durable fortress with just one type of stone. You need diversification to make it truly strong. Before we move on to our second pick, which offers a completely different flavor of income stability, if you're finding this information useful, do me a quick favor and hit that like and subscribe button. My entire goal with this channel is to give you clear, no-nonsense information to help you build a secure financial future, and every single subscriber helps make that happen. Stock number 2, TELUS Corporation, T.TO. My second pick for a rock-solid retirement portfolio comes from another industry that's absolutely essential to modern life: telecommunications. I'm talking about TELUS Corporation, ticker symbol T on the TX. If the big banks are the circulatory system of the economy, then the major telecoms are its central nervous system. In today's hyper-connected world, your internet and your phone are not luxuries. They have become essential utilities, just like your power and your water. Seriously, think about it. In a tough month, what's one of the very last bills you'd ever consider not paying? Your connection to the world is probably high on that list. That non-negotiable need is what gives TELUS such a resilient, sticky, and predictable stream of revenue month in and month out. The company is one of the dominant big three in Canada's telecom landscape. This is an industry that is incredibly difficult and expensive to break into. You can't just wake up one morning and decide to build a national 5G network. It requires tens of billions of dollars in capital for infrastructure, spectrum licenses, and technology. This reality creates a massive competitive moat around the established players like TELUS, protecting their long-term profits and market share. What I particularly love about TELUS for a retirement plan is their public and explicit commitment to dividend growth. This isn't something you have to guess about or hope for. Management has a publicly stated policy of targeting annual dividend increases, and they put it right in their investor presentations. For years, they've made good on that promise, earning them the coveted title of a Canadian dividend aristocrat. This provides a layer of accountability and a clear signal of management's confidence in the future. Looking at the numbers for late 2025, TELUS often boasts a higher starting dividend yield than the big banks, which can be very attractive for income-focused investors, frequently sitting in the 6% to 7% range. That can give your portfolio a serious and immediate income boost. Their track record of paying and raising dividends goes back over 2 decades, showing a clear long-term commitment. Now, if you look at their numbers, you might notice that the TELUS payout ratio can sometimes look high, occasionally even going over 100% of their reported accounting earnings. That's certainly something to be aware of. But here's the key context. Telecommunication companies have massive non-cash expenses, like the depreciation on all their cell towers, fiber optic cables, and other infrastructure. Their actual free cash flow, the real cash they can use to pay the bills and fund the dividend, is often much healthier than what the accounting earnings number suggests. So far, TELUS has consistently generated the necessary cash to fund its operations and its dividend growth policy. Plus, TELUS isn't just a phone plan company anymore. They've made very smart strategic moves into other growth areas. Think of TELUS Health, which is at the forefront of digitizing Canada's healthcare system, and TELUS International, which provides IT services to major global clients. These ventures provide exciting pathways for future growth. For a retiree, TELUS represents a fantastic combination: a high initial yield from a stable, utility-like business paired with a clear, proven, and publicly stated commitment to making that dividend payment bigger every single year. It's a powerful engine for generating passive income. Third and final pick, I'm going to do something a little different. Instead of trying to find another single needle in the haystack, we're going to buy the whole haystack, a haystack where every straw is a proven winner. My third pick is an exchange traded fund, or ETF, the iShares S&P/TSX Canadian Dividend Aristocrats Index ETF, ticker CDZ. Honestly, this might be the single most important pick for many of you, especially if you're just starting to build your portfolio or if you value simplicity and safety above all else. Here's the deal. This single ETF automatically holds a basket of Canadian stocks that have all successfully increased their dividend for at least 5 consecutive years. It's a fund made up only of Canada's most reliable and consistent dividend growers. Instead of spending countless hours researching individual companies, analyzing financial statements, and tracking quarterly reports, this ETF does all the heavy lifting for you. When you buy just one share of CDZ, you instantly become a part owner in over 90 different high-quality Canadian companies spanning finance, utilities, energy, industrials, you name it. That instant diversification is a massive advantage for reducing risk. If one company in the fund hits a rough patch and has to cut its dividend, it simply gets kicked out at the next rebalancing, and the impact on your overall income is practically unnoticeable. The fund itself simply collects all the dividends from all the companies inside it and then pays them out directly to you, the shareholder. And here's a fantastic perk for any retiree trying to manage a monthly budget. It pays you that dividend income monthly. As of late 2025, you're looking at a yield of around 3.5%. While that's a bit lower than a high flyer like TELUS, you're trading that extra yield for a huge dose of safety, simplicity, and diversification. And remember, the ETF benefits from the dividend growth of all the excellent companies it holds. As those businesses continue to raise their payouts, the fund's own distribution to you also grows. The fund's dividend has a strong history of growth, meaning your monthly income check is also set to get bigger over time. The sheer beauty of this ETF is its simple but brutally strict rule: grow your dividend for 5 years straight or you're out. This acts as an automatic quality filter. It naturally selects for companies with smart leadership, strong balance sheets, and durable business models. It systematically weeds out the risky bets and leaves you with a pre-vetted portfolio of Canada's most dependable income stocks. For a retiree, CDZ is a perfect one-and-done solution for the core of your dividend portfolio. It gives you stability, wide diversification, and a growing stream of monthly income, all for a tiny management fee. It's the perfect foundation to build upon with more targeted individual picks like Royal Bank and TELUS. So there you have it, my 3 powerhouse Canadian dividend picks to build a rock-solid retirement on. Let's quickly recap the strategy. We have Royal Bank of Canada, the unshakable financial bedrock providing ultimate stability and a link to the entire economy. We have TELUS, the high-yield telecom giant operating as an essential nervous system for our society, which is dead set on dividend growth. And finally, we have the iShares Canadian Dividend Aristocrats ETF, CDZ, your all-in-one ticket to instant diversification across Canada's most reliable monthly income payers. Building a durable retirement income stream isn't about chasing lottery tickets or taking wild speculative risks. It's about the patient and disciplined process of buying pieces of high-quality, durable businesses that have proven time and again that they will reward their shareholders with a steady, growing stream of cash. It's about building an income machine piece by piece. Together, these 3 picks form a powerful and balanced foundation to execute exactly that strategy. Now, I want to hear from you. What are your go-to Canadian dividend stocks for retirement? Did I miss one of your favorites? Drop them in the comments section below. I read every single one and love to see what other great companies are on your radar. Thanks so much for watching. If you got some value today, give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on building long-term wealth the smart way. I'll see you in the next one.